How protected are your computers and your smartphones? Well, the St. Louis Circuit Attorney's Office latched onto something from Consumer Reports, and then Scott Schaefer saw it from Blade Technologies, and you said it's a good time to maybe mention this to everybody.
This is good stuff because they talk a lot of things that aren't necessarily technological in matter, but also things that you might not think of. And I know we talked before we went on air about Social Security cards. If you keep a Social Security card in your wallet on there, probably not a good idea nowadays because that's one key piece of information that people can use for identity theft.
And that's outside of your computer. Let's begin with your computer.
With your computer.
And changing some things.
Yeah, that's some things you need to watch out for. One thing, as we talk about frequently, is Wi-Fi. Open Wi-Fi, and you asked a great question about what about if you have a website that automatically logs on?
Yeah.
And you get onto one of these open Wi-Fi spots, and it's going to automatically log on. Not a good idea. You want to be cautious about checking that little box that says automatically log on, whenever I go to this site.
And here's the reason why. There are people just hanging around. Let's say you're at a McDonald's or any fast food place or the airport and you're using a free Wi-Fi. There are people out there kind of scoping, and they can get into your computer.
Yeah, depending on how your computer's configured. First off, if it's an open Wi-Fi network, like at a McDonald's or Starbucks, it's fairly easy for somebody to trick you, number one, to say, hey, here's the Wi-Fi access point called Starbucks, and you connect to that instead of the real one, and they can look at your traffic as it goes by.
And once again, Androids versus iPhones. iPhone's a little more secure, but not 100%.
Not 100%, but it's interesting to note that 98% of the mobile malware, the bad stuff going out there, is targeting Android devices, which that's one of the reasons the Apple devices are so much more secure is because Apple controls the hardware and the software, and you can't do certain things with an Apple device as you can with an Android device, so it's a trade-off.
And I was reading that 29% of home computers used to shop online were infected by malicious software. That was back in 2013,
right?
Last year.
And the numbers are going up. Now, sometimes this malicious software we're talking about isn't like a Trojan that's grabbing all your passwords. A lot of times it's tracking software, seeing where you're going to track for marketing purposes, number one. Other times it's sites that just basically collect that information over time and then report back to the mothership. So you have to watch out for that. The goal is these hackers are trying to get your personal information so they can get money out of you one way or the other.
Yeah, and they also look at your social websites too. They know when you're posting those pictures from Tahiti or wherever else.
Yep.
Chances are you're not there at the house.
That's the thing.
Thank you so much for coming in. Once again, if you want to get in touch with Scott Schaefer, just contact him at Blade Technologies. Thank you, sir.
Always a pleasure.
It is.